Howdy Broncos country, Mace here with three big things from Thursday's Broncos training camp practice. The Broncos took off the pads, went back to shells, and we're going to start with big thing number one being running backs beyond RJ Harvey and J.K. Dobbins, and focus on the two second-year running backs, Audric Estime and Blake Watson. The last 2 days have been pretty good days for both of them. Wednesday with full pads, Audric Estime showing off his power, Blake Watson showing off his speed with nice back-to-back explosive runs, getting through holes, turning upfield. They followed that with good work today. Blake Watson with a really nice rep in one-on-one work. Receivers going against linebackers, getting some separation, getting 4 steps, getting wide open for a wheel route touchdown. And Audric Estime with perhaps more speed than you expect from him, bursting through the middle for a play that could have been a touchdown in game conditions. They're doing some good things, and Sean Payton had some really good things to say about both of them after practice.
All of this stuff matters. Yesterday was one of the better days for some of those guys, and you brought up 2 of them. And Blake, had 2 or 3 exceptional runs. Audric, stacked a couple of days. So, it'll be the body of work.
Big thing number 2, sticking with the theme of the running back room beyond Harvey and Dobbins, Jaleel McLaughlin. Now, it's been an interesting camp for him, and this was an interesting day because there were plays where he showed off the speed that we know he has. That's something that is always in play for him. And of course, he's got plenty of regular season work. You know what he can do. And we know that down the stretch last year in that 3-headed running back monster, he was really the most consistent of that group. But at the same time, the ideal role for him is, to use Sean Payton's parlance after practice, change of pace back. So I asked Sean Payton about how the vision for Jaleel McLaughlin is evolving here as he goes into year 3. Let's hear from Sean Payton.
He continues to work on the passing game element relative to what he does. I think he's a change of pace runner. He's got really good quickness and agility. You don't get to appreciate him until you know it's tackle, and then you appreciate him because he didn't get tackled. It's a little harder because I can remember the first time in San Francisco where we're thinking this is going to be a good young practice squad developmental back, and 100 and some yards later, he's not going to get to any practice squad. So I think you appreciate, and it gets back to that position, you get to see a little bit more when it's tackle and their yards after contact, how do they go down, all those other things.
Now, to talk about Jaleel McLaughlin today, it was up and down. Some nice runs, but also in the one-on-one work, a drop. He got open, had some steps. The pass was a little bit far, but hit him in stride off his hands. And so Sean Payton talking about how they're focusing on his work in the pass game, that play would be what he was talking about. And it's noteworthy that Sean Payton, during that one-on-one period, he was over with the running backs and linebackers. So that rep probably pretty clearly in his head when he's thinking about Jaleel McLaughlin. But like Sean Payton said, focus on what he does when it gets to tackling. So there's levels to this. There's the practice like we saw today without full pads. There's full pad practice, and then it's tackling to the ground, which of course is preseason games. And so when Sean Payton talks about Jaleel flourishing when it's tackling, that's where you talk about the games. And so what that tells me is the coach expects Jaleel to flourish in those environments, which of course we'll see starting a little over a week from now against the 49ers. And big thing number 3, you have to talk about Dre Greenlaw, because in that one-on-one period, he pulled up, pointed to his leg, and that was the end of his day. Sean Payton, after practice, didn't seem too concerned about it, but it's another injury at inside linebacker to go along with Drew Sanders and to go along with Alex Singleton. So you're getting by. You're seeing a lot of good things from Lavelle Bailey. You're seeing Justin Sternad step up, and you're getting to find out about these undrafted rookie inside linebackers, Jordan Turner, J.B. Brown, and Karene Reed. But the Broncos may need to bring in another inside linebacker just to have 3 waves of guys to get through practice. So keep an eye on what the Broncos potentially do roster-wise. Of course, also at edge, Johnny Walker Jr. going to injured reserve, the undrafted rookie who'd had some flashes so far in camp. So tough break there for the Mizzou product. Plenty more discussion to come on Orange and Blue today. Cecil Lammy and I will have you covered at 5 p.m. Mountain Time. And, of course, the Broncos back out here for practice on Friday. Until next time, take care, and thanks for watching.